Hey, I'm Marcus and I'm playing Crusader Kings 3. And we're back. This is actually the second installment of my already very popular series that, I don't know, 10 people watch, which is, I don't know, more than I expected, I guess. Yeah, we are starting where we left. Last time we just had this feast in Jörlunde, in our main seat. That's where we celebrated the marriage of brother Odin, who's quite useless, and yeah, but he's our brother. We can't do anything about that, and that's just how it is. Anyway, so he's married now to Sarah. I'm still not sure if that is really what I wanted. Like, we had very limited people to choose from. Now that everyone else is married off, that's usually a problem at the beginning of the game, because there's very few women and very a lot of men that are not married, especially rulers. So they would be gone immediately. So we should have married him off sooner, I think. Anyway, so what was there when we had a look into possible marriages, were basically characters that were left out. And one of them was her. And this is an Easter egg character. Like, this is possibly a Paradox employee who created their own alter ego here. I'm not a fan of this. I'm really not a fan. I'm kind of sour on Paradox for doing this and for flooding the game with these characters, because it kind of takes away, right, from the whole immersion and the historicity of this game. Anyways, we also had someone else, another one of these Easter egg characters. That's good old Faye here, but I guess he's already become somewhat of a legend here, so he's the one who crashed the party, got the horses, and drove them around the hall until we beat him badly with a stick, so he's now wounded. He also has an aggravated wound, and he's actually in poor health, so he might actually die from this, which I guess serves him right. Anyways, there's a lot of changes coming into this episode. Last time, it was quite obvious that my mod stack was not working out perfectly. So we did encounter bald people and people without clothes. I have fixed this to a degree. To a degree, I would say. So that means when we go over here to England, you can see that the Anglo-Saxon people now have clothes and hair, like you would expect. Same goes for people in Sweden, where we have Geats and the swear culture. It's fine, I guess. These are all part of Culture Expanded. That's a mod. And this mod is currently not up to date, but I'm still using it because it's very good. The only problem is that it did not work well together with other mods, especially ethnicities and portraits expanded, which is ironically from the same developer, but they were incompatible. So I had to change a few things in the mods. I created my own com patch basically. And then I had to go into the save game and add the cultures respectively. So, that being said, there are still bald people in this world and people without clothes. Bald people you will find in Wales and in Cumbria, and some people, not everyone, in Scotland, or people from the Scots culture. They don't wear clothes, as you can see. I'm working on it, but maybe next time. At least it looks better now when we see Anglo-Saxon people, because they turn up frequently. Yeah, let's look into things. It's the 30th of March, 1068. 30th, I should say. And we've just finished this feast. There was something that I wanted to highlight before we begin this, and maybe I'm going to work with chapters from now on, so you can skip to the playing parts when you don't... Yeah, not into me talking about random history stuff. But I thought what is quite interesting to have a look at is the illustrious family history of our king, King Sven. Because I've already mentioned in the last episode that he has very much created his own house that he named after his mother. Here in this dynasty panel you would see him, yeah, you would only see his father. Though, if we turn to the right, he appears again. and again. So yeah, there's some incest going on, right? Basically, his father is from the same dynasty as his mother was. But that is part of the game. I'm not sure if that's actually historical or not. I'm inclined to think it's not. At least this person here, who was called Ulf Jarl in the sources, he, if we don't know much about his family history. Well, I think this guy here is known through the sources, but then again, there's hardly anything for that period in time, especially on that level, right? So you would know about the kings, but anything beyond that, you have nothing. Or, yeah, very little. So, I'm not sure. They put him in this dynasty, but I'm not sure if that's correct. Anyways, it is correct in the game. And, I mean, let's go over here. Yeah, here, because this makes more sense. That's yeah. Hide the children. Because here we can see that his grandfather was Sven Forkbeard. It's a very important ruler, not only in Denmark. He was also the king of England, at one time also the king of Norway. And he passed that on to his son, Canute, called the Canute the Great, for good reason, because he managed this whole empire, right? The empire of the North Sea. And there were other family members here, and that's going to be important later. For now, we can see that in this dynasty, that part of King Canute's family is almost extinct. And I say almost because here is someone. Anyway, these guys here, as you can see, there's quite some ruckus. So there were things happening. After the death of Canute the Great, his succession was anything but easy. And so we had different kings after him. There was King Harold of England. He's called Harold Harefoot in the sources. I'm not sure what that refers to. I think it might mean that he was very agile, or whatever. I think it was supposed to be flattering. A flattering nickname. Then we have this guy here. I'm not really actually sure who he is. They put him in here as the King of Norway. He might actually be a historical person, but I'm not sure I've heard of him. Then again, here is Harthacnut, and he was the King of Denmark before our guy came around. He also had another daughter, but her line, as you can see, is also extinct. But she was actually married to the former Kaiser of the Holy Roman Empire, or Roman Empire as it was called at that time. The holy part is also like a late medieval thing. Whoop. Didn't want to click on that. Oh no, what did I do now? Just quickly going back and hit it again. There we are. And okay. So here he is, our Swent. Like I said, this line is almost extinct. Hereford was driven, I think he was killed while being King of England in England. And yeah, his son expelled. What we had then was this, like, going back to Anglo-Saxon kings, and you had, you know, Ethelred the Unready and so on. But this guy is still here. Elfwine Haraldson, who has claims. A pressed claim on the Kingdom of England. On, like an unpressed claim on the Kingdom of Denmark, but still. Lots and lots of claims. He is an adventurer in this game. You can actually play him. I think he's not an adventurer that you would see highlighted as a bookmark, but you can actually play him. So he's still around. He's still part of this big family. Then we already figured out that our king has his brother Asbjorn, and he has his 2 daughters, one of which we married. And that's actually very important, because that makes us a part of this greater royal family. Right? Well, her uncle is the king. So we are his nephew-in-law, if that's a term. I think the game uses that term, even if that sounds a bit weird. But that would mean something, especially to him, of course. But it means something for him in this whole family, because he is a part of it. Even though his own lineage is, yeah, not as well known. Through the marriage to Signe, he gets to be part of this whole family. And this family is even bigger. Of course, yeah. We know of the 50 children of King Sven. But then, and this is where it gets very interesting. No, not her. Aha, I did this again. Someone else in here, because when we last had a look into whom we could vote for to be the next king or even queen of Denmark, we saw these people here, and those would be the sons of Hvide Torgilsdatter and Godwine, like the Godwine whose son became Harold Godwinson. So the the person who was very much like founding this dynasty that obviously didn't last long, but here we are. So they are also part of this royal family, right? Through being part of this dynasty through the marriage of Ulf Jarl to Sven Folkbeard's daughter. Did I say Folkbeard? It's Folkbeard, obviously. So, yeah, they are part of this. And they are obviously still around. As you can see, there are many of them who are alive. Well, none of them are actually landed, right? So after Willy the Conqueror took over, he expelled all of these guys, and I think in reality killed most of them. Most of them were killed because you don't leave traces. And but they are around, so they are all around the world, and they actually mean something, or they would mean something. Like if this was a different kind of game, then King Sven would possibly harbor them and give them shelter and bring them to his court because they're part of his family. Also, when we look at Harold, he actually died. Oh, wow. Oh, God. Okay, this actually happened in this game. This is very unusual. And even by William the Conqueror. That's amazing. He was slain in battle by William the Conqueror. That's even better than the real story, the real history. Yeah, around October 1066, so very early on. After we started the game, this happened. Wow, that's so cool. But his children are still around, as we can see. All of them. Like Brunhild, Geetha, Magnus, Edmund, and Godwine. All bearing these claims. And yeah, it's the shame is like we can't really do anything here. Like, if I wanted to get them to my court, I don't think I ever get there. Like, he has this base reluctance of -50, and we can influence that with paying for travel expenses, but it doesn't go into the positive down here. We can only do this with a hook. And yeah, how are we going to get a hook on him? But anyway, that would actually be something nice. And I think after some more careful thinking about stuff, I think it would have been so good to actually get a marriage for our brother to either her or her. I think that would have been better. That would have suited us, our ambition and so on. Anyway, but we didn't do this. And I'm not going to retcon things. Things happen and they happen. If I make a mistake because it's late and I don't know, I'm drunk on alcohol-free beer, then I will live with the consequences. Okay. But that's just something I find very interesting. This whole big family with all of their different kingdoms at some point, and yeah, their dynastic involvements and relationships. Very interesting. And we get to be a part of this. A small part, but we are here. Right, before we start, let's look around too. Last time we saw that there's a plague going on. It's a bloody flux, which is actually quite... I think this is one of the bad ones, right? Immediately gives you like a massive detriment to health. And but I think it doesn't last that long, so that's quite good. Like, consumption is the worst thing that you can have because it lasts for years. Our bishop would know because he does have consumption. Yeah, anyway, okay. So that's going on, but there's something else going on. And this is a war. Two, in fact. The Wendish, as the Danes call them, are fighting each other. So Mecklenburg, this part here, is trying to conquer part of Pomerania. And then there's the other thing. Or Wallachia, it's not Mecklenburg, it's called Wallachia. They are attacked by the Kaiser. Yeah, he's around. And he wants to get Mecklenburg, this county here. That's huge. So, because that would mean, once again, that the Roman Empire is coming closer to our borders, like even like more prominently. And there might be a point where we think, hey, can we be the opportunist and go against these guys as well? I mean, at this point in time, they only have 300 guys, and they are likely to get less because they are fighting against the Kaiser. Then again, we only have 300 people too. This is actually something that I nerfed in the rules. Like, I set down levies and garrisons, so that, yeah, because I don't like to have that much levies around. I think that's, yeah, I don't know. I just like it when there's not these like big stacks of armies, but rather, yeah, smaller ones, but ones that matter more. Okay, so yeah, we are not going to engage in here in this battle. I mean, it would obviously be very nice to get a foothold in Rana. Then again, as you can see, it has a fortification level of 9. That's absurdly an absurdly high number for this part of the game. Like as you can see, we have 3, and that's actually good. 3 is good for 1068. But 9 is outrageous, and we don't even have siege equipment. It would take years to be able to besiege this castle. Never mind looking at the garrison here, which is also insanely high. Not as high as we can see here. They have 1,000 garrison. Like, where are all these people coming from? I guess the developers did this so that they, they would not be that exposed, because otherwise they would just be, the Danes would immediately conquer them. The Empire would immediately start conquering, and that way they can at least hold on to their lands for a little bit. But yeah, we're not going to take part or be the opportunist here. Also because I don't think... well, it might be something he does because he's arbitrary. Again, he's like doing things out of the ordinary. But I think right now he would only go to war if the king does it. So he would follow the king into battle, but he would not risk a war outside of Denmark. That would actually be seen as somewhat unusual, and the king might be suspicious of us, of our ambition. Like, what are you doing there? So yeah, okay. I'm just blabbering, and I don't know how many minutes in. 20 minutes. Okay. Again, I'm going to leave some chapter marks here, so if you want to just skip to the action, you can do that. Let's just start the game, I would say. So, coming into spring, we are, now the Baltic would be free of ice. Traders would come again, and we are actually sitting at the very choke point here, where all the trade from up in Novgorod through the whole Baltics into the North Sea is coming through the Sund, or Noresund, or Öresund as it's called today. So we are actually in a very fortuitous position, and we might, we definitely will at some point, if we get the funds, build this city here to profit from the whole trade. Alright, so nothing much is happening, which is okay. We can just see the time passing. I would like to look for Simon here being, well. Maybe I'll pin him. I will get this notification. Oh, let's see. Oh. Oh. Look at him. He's so sad in his death. Yeah, he died. That's okay. These characters can die. I don't. Not going to mourn their death. And that was our thing, right? We kind of killed him. There was a delay, but he took the beating and he never recovered from it. That will teach him. Oh, we have a bard's problem. I'm at a local tavern enjoying some good food and some good music. The music in particular is being played by a veteran bard who plays the lute as beautifully as he sings. So, this is more like, I guess people have this idea of the Middle Ages being this place where you had taverns at every corner and people would go there, but that's not true. That's again a development of more of the modern era. In the 11th century you would hardly have any tavern. Maybe in pilgrimage places, like where a lot of people are staying, but what they would do is camp outside. Or if you are a nobleman, you would just ask the local noble to be the host for you for a day. But again, okay. There's also bards here. I'm not really sure if that's a thing. Well, obviously, we have poets. Yeah, I guess we have poets and people that play the lute. That's all right. Well, let's just imagine this guy's a wandering bard and he came to our court. In the middle of his performance, however, tragedy strikes. The strings on his lute snap, and he is bereft of an instrument to play. He looks heartbroken as he stares in shock at the remains of his lute. Oh no. Yeah, there's not much we can do about this. Oh, we can laugh at him and be cruel. Or we give him money for a new lute. Well, yeah. I think that's the part where he's like, I don't really care that much. It happens, right? So, there you go. This is not our thing to mend. We are not a particularly nice person. We figured that out last time. Right? We are especially, we think bad of all the people around us. Oh yeah, and by the way, something else that you would figure out when you look into the first video and this one now is the difference in look. That's also part of the mod clash. Like, people had the garments and the clothing of the earlier era. So they were basically dressing like Vikings. That has stopped now. They're dressing like medieval Scandinavian people. So that means we don't have that Santa hat anymore. Instead, we have this, I don't know, Papa Smurf hat here. So, yeah. So everyone knows we're the big Papa. Okay. We have a blossoming hatred. Oh. The miserable fool, Ingebjörg. Ingebjörg. Did we encounter her before? I think so. I think that was at the party. I think she was mentioned there already as like being someone we don't like. Anyway, how could God see fit to curse the earth with Ingebjörg's brooding hysteria? No, it is obvious. She is Satan's kin, obviously. She is worse than both putrid boil and ravenous locust. Jesus Christ. I cannot stand the mere thought of breathing the same miserable air as her. He's really mad. He's like talking himself into a rage. I must do something. I must act. My sanity depends on it. Oh no. Yeah. She becomes our rival. Or we say we don't let vengeance rule our life. It kind of makes sense. Well, if we take this event here and say, okay, this is actually what our character feels, then this would make sense for him. Right? He's always have to wait for the tooltip to load for some reason. Yeah, we would be driven by vengeance. Okay. It does make kind of sense to me. The only thing that's concerning is that this is the wife of the current heir to the county of Halland, Slesvig, and Dithmarschen. So, yeah, a prince. A prince of Denmark. A cousin-in-law of ours, kind of. But yeah, I guess that's what it is. We are not going to let this godless antagonist antagonize us. So yeah, okay. She becomes our rival. We don't like her. Which means that we are going to get the map event at some point. People who play Crusader Kings 3 know what's going to happen. Yeah, she's going to want to kill us. Because that's what you do when you have a rival. You want to kill them. There's no in between. There's no, I don't know, giving them a slap or whatever. You just kill them outright. But I won't do this. Oh, it's not me. Someone is plotting against my brother. Oh no. Who would potentially harm this weasel of a man? Yeah, we must stop the villain behind this. Let me see. Oh, someone tries to fabricate a hook on him. I don't know why they would do this. Why at all? I've actually nerfed the whole like doing intrigue stuff and other people doing intrigues, because that's usually like you end up having this court where everyone in the court is trying to murder any other person in the court, and that's just so tedious, and I don't know, it breaks my immersion, so I kind of nerfed it. But now we have someone who wants to fabricate a hook on Orden, and they're actually quite decent at it, right? They get a 60% success chance in the end, and they get 5.8 per phase. And there's decent secrecy here. So I'm not sure. This might actually be the Spy Master herself. Although she warned us about it. That would be weird. But there's someone here with a reasonable amount of or level of intrigue, or someone who's well connected on the court, who's doing this. Well, we're gonna have a look. We'll just there's not much we can do, so we'll just tell our Daggy, the Dagmeister, that she's going to handle this. I'm not sure if she likes all the nicknames that we're giving her, but she trusts us, so we're golden, I think. Okay. Continuing. Let's see what the war is doing down here. Oh, still at 0. Oh, the Pomeranians are also fighting against... oh, the Polish. So Poland is trying to... Yeah, makes sense. Get into their territory here. And... something that kind of bothered me was that we didn't actually do much with our wife. Like, she's just hanging around. She's here. But I guess it kind of works for him. He would be someone who ignores people, I don't know, whom he's not very much interested in, and he's not that interested in his wife for several reasons. Okay, so my spy master has come to me with a discovery. She is certain that my acquaintance Henrike, she was part of that whole crashing the party thing, right? Is scheming against my brother. Like, why would she do this? We can let the traitor be known to all. Oh, we will not accuse her. It's gonna be the first thing here, right? So if she's trying to do stupid stuff with our family, we're just going to retaliate in the way that we can, and we can't, yeah, we don't have access to her, she's not in our court, but at least we can denounce her somewhat. A bad person. Stop it now. Okay. There we go. Alright, yeah, oh, we could do a hunt again. I think it's a bit early for this. Maybe next year. Thing is that we would like to go hunting again here around this area of Haven where there's no holding, so it's basically wilderness. Because that gives us some kind of bonus, which makes sense also in a role-playing way, right? So in the wilderness, it's better to hunt in the wilderness than around your settlements. I think it's going to take some 3 years or so for this, for the population of the animals to regenerate here. The one boar. Yes, to kind of, it was actually, I kind of watched that again, and it was like, the boar was kind of agile and jumping around, and it looked more like it was a hare than a boar. Maybe they swapped the content there. Anyway, it was very weird. So... oh yeah, another thing that I'm currently not doing is creating an accolade. I think that's something that should be earned. Like, there should be something, like a famous battle or whatever, where a knight showed some distinction. That's what we would think about creating this, but not out of the blue. I think someone that kind of would fit is Simon. Coming back to him, like he's like the most unusual person at our court, mainly because he's an Orthodox Christian. Kind of in a role-playing sense, figured out that maybe he spent a long time in the East. He might actually have gone to Byzantium, but maybe he is just going to the Rus. Because they are, well, if we look at the map, we can see that the Orthodox religion has spread up until Novgorod, actually. Maybe he was active around this area, right? But he is a person of some distinction. Like, he's a nobleman. He's brave, of course. He's decent. He's actually good now at being a marshal. And I want to do something with him, but that needs to wait because we are meeting with Dagmar again. Dagmar has shown me the ins and outs of all manner of variety tactics. She's so good at this. Like, what? She has a 2 in martial. And she's a misguided warrior. Yet, apparently, she knows more than we do. Okay. Okay, my final test is a mock battle against her. That should be easy. To show what I have learned. I can say no, but nah. We're going to do it. Prepare the ranks. It's a 50-50 chance. Okay. We'll just see. Now, I see. We did not win this. My troops put in a less than stellar showing. I must confess that she might be right. Yeah, do we give up? No, I think we're not the person to give up lightly on things, right? This might be... I think we like competition and getting better at stuff, so yeah. Okay. Bring it on. There will be a point where we'll be able to beat her and her martial genius. Okay. Yeah, apart from this, not much going on, right? Not like nobody else in the state of Denmark is hosting a feast or a hunt. We do have new vassals. All right, he's dishing out more titles for his children. That makes sense. This is Prince Benedict, and he's now the Count of Blackingham. What's this? Oh! We can train for a tournament. Wow, that means there is a tournament around. Where is it? Oh, yeah. Matilda. Matilda is hosting a tournament in Tuscany, which is obviously very far away. And even if we wanted to, we could not go there in time. Let's just see. The event will start on the 16th of July, and we are estimated to arrive there on the 16th of December. Even if we had a caravan master that has like very high travel, and we put in all the options here, like getting mercenaries, we would not make it in time. There's no chance we can get to that. And then we can't do it, right? So we have to actually be able to get there in time in order to try it. So, well, okay. But we hear of it. We learn that there's going to be this great tournament. And I think it's something that would, again, at least drive Skjalm to say, hey, that's a thing now, right? So there are going to be large gatherings, maybe in the future as well, and maybe nearer to us, where we can show off our prowess. And by God, we do have something to show off. So I think this is something he will do. Even if he's not going to participate, he will train for maybe an upcoming tournament closer to him. There we go. And then you turn to the right, Simon yells, while dealing a powerful blow to my sword that makes me take a couple of steps backward. They won't go gentle on you in the tourney, my lord, he says, drying the sweat from his forehead. If you want to win, you can't afford to lose. that's yeah, if you want to win, you should not lose. That's very, very, very good. He's a kind of an intellectual, is he? Oh, his learning is actually quite decent. Not even to me. Not even once. Oh, yeah. We really like him. We like our Simon. Okay. Oh, that is grand. That was a very slight chance, I think. Like, maybe 10% or so, or even less. So we got the strong trade. Ooh. Yay. That makes us even more prolific in our prowess. And I think he should look very buff now. Let's have a look. Oh, I don't know if I should do this, because I think I have installed this mod, and I don't think he's going to be in his nightgown, and I think YouTube is not very doesn't like that very much. Seeing nude models without genitals. Maybe if we zoom in, see him here. That's going to be fine, right? That should be fine. There we go. Yeah, he is quite buff, is he? There we go. Oh, here he is with a broom in his hand. Yes. That's, yeah, it's a stick, right? That's his favorite weapon. So, yeah. Here we are with our Papa Smurf hat. And we would be good to go. We just need an opportunity. Hello. Give us an opportunity to beat up people. Alright, okay, there we go. It's sad to see. Yeah, it's always sad to see our brother. But Auden has not been taking his duties as heir very seriously as of late. Obviously, we don't want him to be an heir. We want to have children, but that's also not happening for us. Well, at least not now. There is so much for him to learn, so many responsibilities he must accept before he is ready to one day rule over Norrisund. But lately it seems as if Auden would rather do anything but. A sad state of affairs, to be sure. Well, yes, but again, I don't think we're much bothered by this. We still, well, we believe that we are going to have many, many children by our wife, whose sexual appetite is actually there. So maybe it's his fault. You'd rather go outside and beat people with a stick than use the other stick inside. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, I did not just say that. Yeah, okay. That's what I do when nothing's happening. So, what's going on here? Aha. Well, yeah, he's going to lose against the Kaiser, but that was obvious. He's also losing the war for this county here, which makes sense as well. Like, he's not able to perform here, so why would he be able to perform there? Oh! Yes! Yes! Our liege goes to war! King Sven has declared war on High Chieftain Milzas of Prussia. Okay. So he's like, oh, yeah, you do your shit here, we just go over there. That's good. I did not just swear. I shouldn't do that. That's also, I think, something that YouTube doesn't want you to do. Anyways, okay, so there's a call to arms. This, again, is part of another mod that I've installed. So basically, anytime our liege is going to war or is being attacked, then we get to decide what we do. There's weird things here, like siding with the enemy. We could technically do it, but we obviously won't. But we can, in this case, declare for our liege, and that means we will go into war with him. Yeah, and we are so going to do this. That is the opportunity that we've been waiting for all this time. So let's raise the armies. Of course, we are going to lead this army. Now I can cheese this a little. Give us a boost from our wife because she gives us +1, but if we explicitly tell her, she will give us +3. But I don't know. Doesn't make that much sense to me from a role-playing point of view. Like, how would our wife, who's at home, be able to support us in military matters while we are abroad? There's not much logic in there. Anyway, okay, here's our army, and we are going over here. And once we're there, we're going to choose what we do next. And I guess, yeah. There is the main host. Oh, there's also the Prothenian band of Scalovia. With Captain Eulitis. What kind of name is that? Yeah, and the same goes for the other side as well, as you can see. So, not only are we fighting against him, but we're now fighting against maybe some of his chieftains, which I think makes total sense. Right, so you get this situation in Crusader Kings a lot where you have a weak leader, a weak ruler, but who has actually very powerful vassals, and you just wage your war against the pause here. Why am I not part of the army anymore? What? Oh, I know what's happening. I am a knight in the king's army. So he has actually we can't even attach ourselves. Okay, oh, we can attach ourselves. Yeah, let's do this. To the first army of Skjalm. Is that the one that's led? That's probably the one that's led by the king. So we are actually a knight now for our king. So we are fighting in his army on his side. So we cannot be the commander for our army. But that's okay. We have Simon. And he's going to do the job. Doesn't make that much sense from a historical point of view. Of course, we would be a leader of our own troops. But that's how the game handles this. Kind of like the outfit, by the way. I think that would be very time accurate. So we're, still wearing chainmail. There's no plate stuff around at this point. Okay, so where do we go? We go to Skjalm. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Sorry. Okay, so... Oh, he should not be so aggressive. We still have that malus. Oh, and for some reason we brought Dagmar along. And she's still like, hey, you need to learn this. You need to be better at, actually, if you want to lead your army, you have to kind of know how to do it. Yes. Wow, impressive, she shouts. The quote-unquote enemy levies stand in awe at the efficiency of my other troops. There can be little doubt that I have understood what it means to be flexible leader. Okay. I'm a flexible leader now. That's actually quite a good trait. So the defensive advantage of an enemy is at -50%. That's useful. And, Dagi is not our mentor anymore. Oh, that's okay. Well, at least I have a trait now. Okay, so we are actually staying here. Yeah, okay. That's one of the bogus things that we just get. Like, unimportant information. We still have this malus, right? After disembarking. But I guess he's just here as a buffer. Okay. And he does nothing, which is stupid of him. He should attack us right away. That's what he should do. But he doesn't do it. He's like, nah. No, I'll just wait here. Oh, he's still actually gathering armies. Ah, okay. He's still in the process of gathering his army, so he has more people. Oh, whoa, whoa. For whatever reason, these guys here just ran into them. It's like the Suicide Squad. Like, hey! Yeah, clap, clap. And there's also like two armies next to each other and inside of themselves. That looks weird. Okay, anyway. Yeah, okay, we do this thing where we start besieging something and then stop. I think in this case, yeah, we're just going back and start besieging again. This is like, yeah, well, if you played Crusader Kings, you would know that the whole scripting around wars is just horrendous. There can be no other word for it. And Paradox is doing nothing about it. Nothing. But I guess it's part of their policy, right? So they are always interested in creating new content, and that's what they do. They create new DLCs that you can buy, obviously. But they are not very... I don't know, they're not looking after their product very well. So they don't do maintenance work that much. So that's why the main, or the mechanic after which the game is named, which is the Crusades, is not working at all. Like, you would know that every crusade is jarring. You would be like, no, a crusade. And you have to kind of hope that somehow it's going to work. Anyway, okay, so in our absence, Rolf has died. He was, someone who could read and write. That made him the bishop, good enough to be bishop, I guess. And now we have Halfred. Halfred is very much of a learned man. We got the complete opposite now. But he's also lazy. He's also vengeful for some reason. And he's a bleeder. So at 29, he already has bad health. So I don't think we will have him around for long. Yeah, so be it. Anyways. Okay, so now we are besieging Skjalm, while he is moving his army upwards, possibly seeking a confrontation, which he, should do. Should not go too far away from our army, because then, okay. Damn it. And again, this is what's going to happen. If I stay here, he will come down and he will just kill our army. And they will stand around here doing nothing. Even though they would be perfectly able to help us, they would do nothing at all. Okay, so I'm not going to sacrifice my good people for the he's very fast, is he? Okay. So now they're like, okay. He's doing this. How could we know? Maybe we try to, that has too large a garrison. So he is here, but we cannot go here because then we are too far away and he will decide to come down to us again. I'm really not sure what we should do. I'll just join the main host, I think. Oh, martial perk. Yay, perk. Yeah, we are in the chivalry focus. I think that's still something that we should focus on. We want chivalric dominance, right? That's something that we definitely want. Again, I said this last time, this whole idea of chivalry and gallantry and so on, that's not really something that you would have in Denmark around this time, if ever. So that's very much high medieval French, southern French ideal. But we interpret this as, he's into combat, into fighting. Not into strategic things, but rather, being on the ground and dueling and being in battle. Yeah, we're not endorsed by our bishop. That's, I guess, well deserved. Again, because of the short reign. Then also the cultural acceptance. Okay, because he's Norwegian. Yeah, okay. He's not that different from us though, is he? Like, we have very similar setup here of traditions. Very close to each other. Come on. Oh, we are still not employing a court physician, by the way. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's very good. We are now the master of the hunt of Denmark. That's really good because that gives us money. 0.3 per month. And judging by our small stack here, that's quite something. Okay, apart from this, we're currently locked here, so not that much we can do. I think we're still a knight in the army. Yeah, so we cannot lead our own people. I mean, it's good besieging this one here, but at some point we have to go here. Because this is the objective. We need this. Not even sure if we could win a straightforward confrontation. Oh! My marshal Simon has been showing off a promising new recruit. I think that's something we can kind of fit into the role-playing. Like, they are sitting around the campfire at the siege of Ylavia. And yeah, he says like, hey, I've found this guy here. He may be mercenary, but he might be interested in joining our court. Yeah. He is also impatient. He is honest and wrathful. I think that's someone we can get behind. I think that's very much what we like. He's a tough soldier. For whatever reason, he's a torturer. Like, why is that his thing? He's like, what? That doesn't make much sense. Okay, but we take it. He's an open terrain expert, which is also cool. And he has a stutter. That's alright. Right? People can stutter. That's not something we should shame. Well, yeah, very well. He will serve me. His coat of arms doesn't look very nice, right? With the... It looks kind of ugly with that patch there. Maybe let's edit this out. Anyway, so he can join us. Edit this out. No, I can't. Ah, here. What am I doing? Can we adjust? Just adjust. Charge. Oh, that is the charge. The whole thing. Okay. Because I would just like to get rid of the... I would just like to get rid of the green patch. What am I doing? Start from scratch. So what did it look like? I've already forgotten. I think like this, right? And it was red and white. I think it's not exactly what he had. I think his one looked more like Bavaria, right? So they're kind of this way. Let's take that. No charge. No charge. Can we just... How do we... Yeah, okay. Yeah, that should be it. By God and sword. Why is that everyone else's motto? That... But here we are. We have found a good knight. Or a housecarl. We'll probably call him a housecarl. Right? A housecarl. He is part of our retinue now. And his diplomacy is not that good. I was just speculating if we could maybe put him in this position here. But we won't. We can make him marshal and put Simon in the position of our brother. Then again, we kind of do have to do something with the guy. He's our brother still, after all. So we, yeah, kind of, yeah, need to occupy him. He shouldn't just hang around. he should be able to do something. We have a well-organized court. That's nice. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I shouldn't have. Yeah, this is exactly what happens, right? So I made the mistake of like not looking here for a moment, and I forgot that I had not linked my army anymore to the main host. And yeah, this is what happens. Now they just come over, destroy our little army here, and they're doing nothing. Like, yeah, okay, that happens, right? Collateral. Okay, we even have people that are Balder! Oh no, not Balder! They got Balder! Balder, you're so useless. Okay. Yeah. Well, at least they lost one, right? It was not for naught. We killed one of them. Yeah, and now our host is basically destroyed completely. Like, we have to start from scratch and come back down here if the war's still on at that time. But, yeah, that was not that good. Oh, but at least, and we are going to speculate on how this happened, but our wife is pregnant. She's also ill. So when did this war start? She is now pregnant for 2 months. August, July, June. That's something again that doesn't really make sense. When you are traveling, you are considered to be outside of your domain. Like, you are actually in the place where you are. But when you are leading an army, you are, in terms of the game, still at home, right? I mean, yeah, you can see. I click on him, and he's here. So that obviously doesn't make sense. And what it leads to is, yeah, now I have somehow impregnated my wife while being on the road. I mean, of course, she could have had this child with someone else. Might as well, but not necessarily. It could be that this is our child, and it's very likely. But again, in a role-playing way, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so what are they doing? Aimlessly wandering around in the Prussian hinterland. Good. I guess they are trying to seek a confrontation now. So he's moving there, probably to defend in a forest. No, he's just going out of his way. Oh no, okay, they really try to go for the battle here, which is not going to be Alright, yeah, that's the battle view, by the way. Doesn't that look gorgeous? So we are actually here, right? We are part of the army as a knight. So we're currently fighting. Oh, this looks good. Yeah, we do have quite some men-at-arms, and he didn't. So yeah, makes sense. That was good. Yeah, it's 59% war score. So it's very likely we're going to get this. So we will have this foothold in the southern Baltics, and we will see what we will do with it. Maybe that might lead to further incursions into Prussia. Yeah, of course, we still have an empty council position. It's going to be there for a long time. I can click it away, but it comes back immediately. No, it stays away now. Okay. Okay, good. Good. Right, now, wow. He has learned. He is actually besieging 2 counties at once. That's innovative. Very innovative. Look at them. Like, yes. Oh yeah, another mod that I'm using and that you've seen a lot so far is the mod that allows you to zoom in further. I really like that one because the normal zoom that they have, I think it's too far away. I think it's somewhere here, right? That's the farthest you can zoom in. And I want to see things up close. So what is he doing now? Yeah, okay. He's he was going away for a moment. Why? Oh, there we go. With a tired yet blissful smile, Signe presents me with a perfect little son. Oh, look at him. One day, child, you will carry on my legacy. What name would befit a count? Doki. It's not a name that befits a count. Tokay, I guess it's pronounced. We could actually take an existing name from the Hvide family. Let me just look this up quickly on the Wikipedia. So who was part of them? We have... Oh, well, we do have someone who's called Stig Tokeson, and he died in 1150. And he was the chieftain of the Hvide. Oh, that sounds very interesting to me. Alright, I just killed my own audio. So I'm gonna have to kind of slice these together, do a little cutting afterwards. But I was just about to say that it makes total sense to call him Tokay. That might even be historical. Because there is a guy called Stig Tokeson, so the son of Tokay, and he is around at 1150. That might fit well. So yes, okay, he's going to be named Tokay. Good stuff. The game is thinking in the correct direction. Ah, there we go. As the sun sets, I can't help but notice that my wife is yet again absent from our chambers. She had been so present and attentive in the past, but now she seems so far away, lost in a world of thoughts I can't understand. She was rarely seen at court this week, and I couldn't help but feel a sense of unease and tension in the air. Am I not good enough for her? Is she just busy and overly distracted? Or could she be slipping away from me into someone else's heart? Of course, that would be disastrous if that boy is not our real son. We can confront her. We can investigate this. Her moves will be watched, and she will... Or we just say, no, she would not do this. I like the first option because he's impatient. Then again, he is actually quite capable in doing intrigue. He was a former spy master at the court of the king. That much we know. He was in that position, and he can do this. He has the means. He knows how to do it. I think it's either of the two. So again, I'm going to roll the dice. 1, 2, 3 is the first option, 4 to 6 the other. It's a 3. So we confront her directly. Do you have another? Answer me. Signe's mouth, a thin line of anger. She shook her head slowly, her voice almost a whisper when she spoke. How can you even say such a thing? She stepped away from me, arms crossed. Yeah, okay. Oh no, and now she's sad. Okay, that's not because of us. That's because of giving birth. I have this other mod that with which you can that makes the whole process of bearing children a bit more immersive or quote-unquote realistic. Oh, damn it! No. Tokay is sickly. I think we have to immediately look out for a wet nurse. Yeah, Victoria, she's going to do this. Oh. Maybe that would also be a good point to appoint a personal physician. How could we justify this in a role-playing sense? Like, Halfrate just came over here and was like, hey, you're not caring about your medicine, mate. But he's lazy. Why would he do this? No, we shouldn't. And generally, it's quite obvious to choose the bishop, right? Because he usually has a good learning and, good education in learning. But then I don't see that historically. Like, when would you have a bishop who was also a physician? That's not something that was ever happening. So, no, let's not do this. If it gets bad, we could still look for one and call for one. Right now, I think our token needs to just pull through. Can do a token. Oh, he has gathered some more men. Ironically, it's the Danish band of Blackinge. The traitors! Boo! Captain Botmar! Boo! There he is with his hammer. Looking peeved. Oh! Him here. The whole fabrication of the hook against our brother was done by him. Count Ragnar of Bornholm. That's not nice. That's not something that you do, but I guess it's something that he would do. Doing something behind our back because he's craven. Like, we can't even challenge him to a fight, or we cannot do this until 1073 anyway. But we will keep this in mind, right? Ah, good stuff. We have actually won. This is good. So that means, yeah, Pomerania. You have to really, like, this is Pomerania. There's also Pomeralia, and this is Pomezania. They should have been more creative with their naming of things. This is a bit weird. Anyway, no, we're not going to host a grand tournament. I don't know why they made this so it always pops up. It's ridiculously expensive, and you can never host a tournament with 100 gold. So yeah, just not think about it. Don't think about it. Anyway, okay, so the king now owns this part here. And yeah, so this is part of our realm. Let's see, he will have to give this up. By the way, another one of my rules is to set down the domain limit by 3. Because that is actually, again, more historical. You wouldn't have, like, super large realms just under direct control of one person. It's just not happening. So, yeah, he will have to give this up. I don't think there's any mechanic in the game where he would decide maybe to give this to us. Even though he likes us, we have contributed to one of his wars. Yeah, we have bled for him on the field, on the battlefield. But I don't think he would ever consider giving this to us. Well, we had our cap anyway. Right? That's where we can see here, game rule -3. Okay. To the impressive Skjalm, I have studied the Norse language for many moons. Why would he say moons? I personally penned this missive using the Norse script. He's actually writing us a letter of friendship from a speaker of Low German. I wish for our future diplomatic dealings to benefit us both greatly. That means he will actually become our friend? Okay. Or I just laugh at him. Whew. Making friends is good, obviously. I think this is also something that kind of works for him, right? So the kind of direct approach. And even though this is a letter, it is a direct approach. Yeah, okay. We gain a friend. The Prince Bishop is now our friend. And I think what we could do now is we can ask him to be our ally. Wow. Barely. But we can. And that's actually quite good, I think. Yeah, makes sense. He is strong. He has pikemen. And so on. We propose an alliance. Because we are actually, or we were, in the diplomacy tree. And we have the defensive negotiations perk. Signe's dark mood has passed. Yes. Marvelous news. That's actually great. Being allied to the person on the other side of the Noresund. Why is this ship so big? We do have money, by the way. We have some money. What would we use money for? Would he be someone to actively invest into the infrastructure of his realm? I think he could do this. What do we have now? Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Are we paying to get Boulder back? Well, I guess we do, right? He is actually a capable warrior. And yeah, he is part of our court, and that should mean something as well. Like, we care for the people that are entrusted to us. Like, someone who is our warrior or our knight is actually someone who would swear his oath to us. And that means something else, something in return. So yes, we are going to accept this. And we're gonna get Balder back. Balder's coming home. I like this. He's craven and sadistic. He's like the worst kind of evil person. Like, he's like a but then he's also like cruel. Like pathetic and cruel. That's the worst combination. Anyways, okay. Why am I still dressed in my war gear? I'm here. I'm in an army. Why am I in an army again? Hello? What's going on? Oh, he's in another war. What? Oh, I know what's going on. This is so stupid. Like, why did this happen? Our good king, Svend II, has many children. Many beautiful children. Look at them. Like, all blonde and tall and good looking. And he has decided to marry off his really beautiful daughter Gunhild to this guy from Venetia. Why? Why would you do this? So he is now, and now he has an alliance with the Doge of Venice. That's a word I don't like to say out loud these days. But again, the Doge. And he, he's at war with the Kaiser. He's actually attacking the Kaiser for the county of Padua. And yeah, now we are going all the way. I don't know even where we're going. Maybe all around here and then there. Or we just... because we cannot possibly go through the whole of the Holy Roman Empire because that's our enemy. This is weird. Anyway, it's happening and it's okay. We have Lollards in Gwynedd. This is another thing. Again, I'm always like, why am I playing this if I'm so pissed at everything that's happening? I think to myself. But the Lollards, right? That is a very specific heresy. Is that even the right word here? Because the Lollards were around, I think in the late medieval time. I think even before the whole Reformation. But they had similar ideals. Right, so here, having become disillusioned with the teachings of the Catholic priests, the noble consider the clergy to be righteous and true. As Lollards, they believe their new faith properly aligns with the will of God, and they are distancing themselves from their former religious institutions. They actually were people who said, like, we have to go back to the Bible and so on. So, at the time, very progressive thinking, actually. They were around in England. That kind of makes sense, but I think it originated in actual England, not in Wales. In, Conehead town. So that's, again, I'm trying my best. Maybe I will get to the point where I will allow them, or they will be allowed to have heir again. Yeah, I mean, that's a twisted mockery, right? We are not even capable of possibly understanding why someone would do this. Again, our learning is zero. We don't understand things. Anything, really. We just know one thing, and that is when we hit someone, they bleed. That's all we need to know. Okay. Yeah, so I'm kind of on-off between land and sea, apparently. Alright, I will not track this. This is stupid. But we will be at war around here. Yes. Okay. While we are sitting around. Or his people are sitting around here at home. His wife who's still peeved. Oh, she does like us to a degree. And there she's pregnant again. And that could have been, right? So it was not that long ago that we went off for the war. And she's 2 months pregnant now. So that would have happened somewhere in November. We can believe that. Having a second child is going to be good. Obviously. How is her sister doing? They have a daughter. He's like, yeah, what about it? Yeah. So we were talking about what should we do with our money. We could invest into the infrastructure. I mean, in game terms, it would make a lot of sense. Like to build farms and fields, you get a lot of tax from this. Then again, is that really something that our character would do? Or wouldn't he more go into investing money into better equipment for his soldiers? Like building militia camps, which is something you would normally never do in this game. Because they're not very good. I think it's even better, or you get a similar effect just by building blacksmiths, and in return you also get the holding taxes. But they are not that expensive. We can already build them. Yeah. And we know that we do have this retinue of Wigmen that are archers, and that would now get plus 20 on their plus 20% on their damage. We also get levies, which is not too bad. I think now that even like is more prominent because they this number here is not dependent on the malus that I set up in the game rules. I'd actually be doing this. Let's think about it for a moment. Alright, the king is traveling abroad. Well, yeah, he is sending his troops. And now he's going to a fun little feast at the court of the king of Bohemia. Is he even able to... or maybe that's something like a grand wedding. Because I think if that was just a normal feast, you would not be able to get some, like the king of Denmark to join. Or could you? We had this option to invite neighboring rulers, so maybe that's the case. Okay. But anyway, he's like off, going his merry way while his soldiers are fighting in a war. Again, that's not very historical. Just going to say this over and over again. Oh, look at us! Like, we are here! Right here! In Hamburg! The siege of Hamburg. There we go. Okay. I guess they're not interested in besieging Padua, which they actually want. Okay, instead they're up here. Alright, that's alright. We are closer to home now. Oh, we have another son. That's really good. Having sons is a good thing. What do we name him? Is there another name in that family that's prominent? There is another name that's very prominent, and that will be a bishop, actually. And that name is Asser. not the nicest name from English perspective. That would be Asser. I think in the Uhtred saga books of Bernard Cornwell, there's an Asser, like this monk guy from Wales or whatever. No, that's the other. That's Perlick. But there's an Asser in there, and he's constantly making fun of him because of his name. But if that is a name that is legitimately part of the Hvide clan that they used, then yeah, there we go. Asser. This one guy here standing around there is like, hey, I'm not going to attack you. He's gesticulating. There, here, come on, you there, here, haha, yes, you. What is he doing? Like, he's alone. There's no one else around him. Yeah, he's doing his best to make it seem like he does. Oh, he goes. Oh yeah, and here's the other thing that's not historical. I will say this so often. They are already calling themselves English. That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, we would not have this kind of I would not say assimilation, more like adaptation, because the English culture that was evolving, well, I would say in the modern era, right? On the in the later part of the medieval period. But up until then, the upper class was very much French-speaking. So, yeah, to have Willie say that he's English, it's not something he would have done. There he is. And now he even speaks the language. There's Mathilde. Yeah, she's still like, no. we don't do this. Okay, yeah, so our count is still a knight in the king's army and is down here in Lübeck. The one guy got all of his 31 friends and then scooted off. I wonder, is there going to be a confrontation with the Kaiser? Does he have enough men? Where do we... Huh? Ah, okay, we have a new Kaiser. Berthold, the Zähringer. Aha. He doesn't have that many people. Troops. They're not people, well, they are people, but I can be more specific. So yeah, they will likely win this at some point. Is the... Oh, there's another outbreak around, and that's going... Oh, ooh, okay. The Sami pox. Oh, now it works. Yeah, alright, I always have to use this window here, and then I can see the map. Yeah, that was something. Okay, so... Yeah, I think this is not going to bother us. Anything we can do in the meantime? Oh yes, there was something we can do. Coming back to our knight, Ass-Kikin. As I was saying before, he is... Oh, he would be someone that we are proud of to have at our court. Because he's... a man of distinction. A well-traveled man. Even though his beliefs are somewhat weird. And he's very vocal about it, I guess. But then, yeah, we do like to have him at our court. And we want to offer him the opportunity to marry. But thinking from Simon's perspective, I don't think he would go for a marriage to someone who's Catholic. He does not want that. So I would like to marry him to someone who is actually Orthodox. Now, how do we do this? This window here, or this filter, is not that good when it comes to this, right? Because we can say not Catholicism, but that would include everyone. I already said this, and okay. We can say not Christianity. But when we say not Catholicism, we still get Catholics. That's not correct. Anyway, this is not the best way of doing this. Oh well, no, we do find Orthodox people in here. Okay. What's up with her hair? Agafia. Again, should be someone who's not over 30. That would not be a good match. People over 30 are, yeah, in medieval terms, yeah, old. I mean, he is over 30, but he's a man. That's different. Because as a woman, you are. I know it's harsh to say, but at this time, you're very much judged in your ability to bear children. So we are looking for someone below the age of 30, and I guess it should also be someone who's not craven, like someone that matches his personality. Maybe this is a person he has met before on his travels and is thinking fondly about her. What do we have here? A Syriac. Okay. Very far away. And she's content. She's also generous. That would be something that resonates with him. Maybe let's keep her on the watch list. No, she's 40. Also 40. 39, 36. Nah. 36, 44, 37. This is... Wow. Can marry a dead person? Right. Thanks a lot. Okay, yeah, well, okay, there is really just this option, I think. Marty. Doesn't sound like a woman's name. Marty McFly here. Where is she currently? Oh, wow. We actually... This is how far our diplomatic range is reaching? Oh, wow. Anyway, while I am at camp, possibly, I hear a fantastic joke. Wow, that's really good. It came to me all of a sudden when I was eating dinner. I remembered a wonderful joke I heard many years ago. As I replayed it in my head, I started guffawing like a maniac for a moment or two before I realized what happened and I calmed myself down. I apologized to everyone present for the outburst and resumed eating my meal, trying my best to stifle my laughter. He's such an oddball. Remember the great joke. Okay. Anyway, so she's down here. That means if we are going to marry her, the poor woman has to travel all this way up here, because I have the traveler mod installed. People are not teleporting from one place to another. But again, that might be something that we do, right? For him, for our Simon. I said before that I want to have nobles marrying nobles, but I think at this in this period that was not that much of a concern. Like, it was obviously a concern, but we are far away from this whole dynastic way of thinking and so on. And while he is a man of distinction, he does not own any land. Right? That's something to keep in mind. So any other noble woman he would want to marry, they would be like, what do you actually have? And he's like, I have 26 gold. And I make 0.2 per month. Okay. Should we do this? I think we could buy her some new clothes as well. She's like there in tatters. Maybe she's a former slave. Yeah, maybe she is. You know what? I don't want to think too much about these things. Let's do it. In our roleplay way, it's someone that Simon had met before and that he remembered very, very fondly. And through maybe another friend, a trader perhaps, who was going the old way of going up to the Rus and then down the river. Maybe that's gonna happen. Alright, this one again, right? They have little in the way of connection. Whoever does have a connection in this game. And you know what? He's such an important man. We are going to host a feast. Haven't done so in a while. Why don't we have the option though? I think maybe that's because she is not at the court. Like, yeah, the game already tells us that... oh, we have a perk. Gonna make this very quick. Oh, that's interesting, right? Marriage acceptance. But I think, no, that's more something that he wants. Anyway, she's on her way. So they have not actually married. Yeah, okay. I mean, as I was saying, let's do... okay. Yeah, the Dnieper, right, sailing up here, and then looking for ways to get further inland. That's the route they're taking. Or maybe what? No, I'm wrong. This is the Dnieper. This is the Dnieper. That's the route that the Vikings usually took, right? Up here and then over here. But anyway, they are taking different routes through the river here. And she's coming. She's coming for you. Oh right, yeah, I want to host this party anyway. Oh no, I will wait until she's here. Doesn't make much sense otherwise. Although I don't get the 50% off. I have to pay with real money. Maybe we just host a small feast, maybe just for our court. So we don't choose the extravagant options. There they go. They're doing well. But we are actually losing. Because the Kaiser is better at getting around. Oh. This is huge. Anyway, yeah. This war here will likely end when they it will end when they successfully besiege Venetia. Our king is dead. King Sven, he is dead. He's not there anymore. He dead. And his son, whom we voted for. Is that something he remembers? Also hunter, defensive. No? Well, that's not a... That should be something he should be grateful for. But anyway, he is the new king. He looks regal, right? He has these very broad shoulders. Yeah, he's a good king. He's also a poet. A warrior poet. Okay, he's our king. We can vote for another one, but I guess we'll just wait until the whole war thing is over. Alright, okay. So, now, there are things going on. Our son Tokay is a brewing troublemaker. While I have come to expect mischief from my son and heir Tokay, his creativity keeps me on my toes. When it is not a prank, it's a brawl, a disgruntled tutor, or grazed knees from adventure gone wrong. Never a dull moment with that Tokay. Haha, that sickly boy. Haha. There we go again. A question of loyalty. My wife is with child, and I should be overjoyed. However, she has been acting strange. Quick to end conversations, nervous glances. She could barely look me in the eyes during dinner the other night. I just cannot shake the feeling that something is wrong. I have always worried that her insatiable appetite was a general one and not just for me. Yeah, that's probably true. Could the child belong to someone else? I think we did this before, right? And we are not dumb. We are kind of dumb. But only dumb in a learning way. We are still emotionally intelligent, I would think. So we did this before, confronting her, and she's just weaseling out of it, right? That's not something that she would confess. So yeah, I think at this point in time we will use our knowledge of intrigue and look into this discreetly. Let's see. Yeah, danger, help. She ran out of water. Ah, okay. As I stood outside our private chambers, hiding behind the door. He's hiding behind the door. My heart was heavy and my mind filled with dread. I knew what I had to do to apologize for my baseless suspicions that had revealed naught but my own distrust. The room was filled with soft morning light and the scent of sweet incense. Countess Signe was standing in the middle of the room, her face unreadable, but as I stepped closer I saw the disappointment in her eyes. I gather your spies have failed you, she said quietly. Are you satisfied? I could not bring myself to look at her as I confessed my fears. I I promise I will never doubt you again. Countess Signe reached out to take my hand. Then let us start anew, she said, a hint of a sad smile playing on her lips. And for now, let us leave the past behind us. You brighten this crusted heart. Oh, that's kind of sweet. That's sweet, somehow. I mean, she's pissed, but she's also sweet. Could that lead to actually take part in this? Oh, this is good. Tokay is not sickly anymore. Good stuff. Could this actually lead to him wooing her in earnest? That might be something actually to consider. Like going for the proper romancing route. Trying to prove himself to her because he has failed her. And yeah, I think that's the brave part of his nature too. Like, he acted very petty there. That was not something he is proud of. Yeah, he was acting very pathetically, and he doesn't like that. So maybe we do it. Maybe we go for the whole... We try to prove her that we are, in fact, good for her. Oh, okay. So, what do we have now? There's a war. I clicked it away. Now we can't see it. And it's against... Oh, yeah. That makes sense. The Prussian people want their land back. Like, hey, well, good for you. Now go away, Danish man. We will declare for our liege for sure. Liege for sure. Our liege. That's God. Is our... Oh yeah. They are ready again. The problem is... They have 500 people down here, and they probably have more. Yeah. Who's he? Oh yeah, that's the guy who was actually installed by the king. Count Ernst of Pomerania. Yeah, and he's gone. This is not a war we can possibly win. Yeah, it was nice. It was a nice ambition. Maybe we come back at some point. But no. The land is lost. And this war is still not over here. Why? Have they not managed to receive... Oh yeah, okay. When this is over... Not enough soldiers. What happened here? Oh my god. Oh my god. That's pathetic. That's very pathetic. And we can't see it, but the Kaiser's army is too small to actually besiege Venice. Ugh. The general incompetence of people, anywhere, everywhere, is astounding. Okay. Oh, we actually do have a decent amount of money now. Where did we get the money? When did we get it? I might actually look back in the video and have a look. Because when I last looked, I had about 100 gold. Install Asbjørn on the Danish. Oh yeah, now this is starting. And that makes sense. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. This is what's happening. The princes... The war of the princes is about to start. Yes. And it will be ugly. He is going to be the first. Benedict. He's supported by his older brother. By the way, I still don't know why we couldn't vote for him. I said that he's a legitimized bastard, and that's true. But so are mainly, or all of his other brothers, right? No, he isn't. But I think some of them definitely were, like him, and we could vote for him. So I'm not sure why that was not possible. We do have a daughter. There we go. Thorith. That's like someone who has a lisp trying to pronounce the name Doris. No, let's pick another name. Sigrid. That's a good Danish name. Let's pick that one. All right. I kind of wanted to pause or stop when this war is over, but the Kaiser is not competent enough to stop this war. This is so pathetic. And now we're continuing to aimlessly besiege here. Alright, meanwhile, we have gone over here. Yeah, it will not happen. We will lose this. Again, it's difficult for me to make a decision here because in game terms, he is actually fighting in the war. He is just not fighting with his soldiers, but he himself is there. He's actively participating. Has he killed anyone? Oh, yes. He has slain Chieftain Gland of Galindia. That's a made-up name. That's not real. He has killed this dude in battle. Sadly, we did not see this. Like, there was no notification that we did. But that happened while he was a soldier in the army of the king. Yeah. Oh, this is not looking good. Anyway, maybe that's the kind of position that we take here, or the end spot. We have the War of the Princes coming on with power and might. I mean, yeah, he will do it, and then any one of the others will follow. We will have instability in Denmark for years to come. Yay! Isn't that great? Now, yeah, see you in the next episode, and then we will see what's going to happen. Pause. Okay, right. Then, yeah, cheers and thank you. Bye-bye.